Marshall Harris is here with sports. NASCAR is coming downtown.
The circuit's first ever street race will take place the first weekend of July, Marshall.
Erica, Jim, for one weekend, NASCAR will take to the literal streets of Chicago. We took a ride to find out more about the course with NASCAR Chicago President Julie Giese behind the wheel and a navigator in the passenger seat who knows a thing or two about racing.
I've long been excited about a street course race in NASCAR and just didn't know where or when it might happen, or if it would ever happen.
NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. won't be racing in next month's Chicago Street Race, but he's been waiting for this, even if Chicago streets will provide a very different challenge than the simple winding ways of a traditional road course.
Even that little strip of paint will have different grip than the surface of asphalt. So at a high rate of speed, going 100 miles an hour through a turn like this, going across all of those imperfections and changes can be a challenge.
It's not only a new course, drivers won't get much time to get used to it the week of the race.
In that first practice, there will be so many drivers making mistakes, having problems, hitting things.
It's going to be messy.
Yeah, and messy is good in this instance, right? And so it just really confirms the challenge of a street course or any new course.
The just over 2-mile loop is full of sharp left and right turns, taking drivers on Michigan, Columbus, and Lakeshore Drive to make a few. But it's the left turn off Columbus and down Balboa Drive that will likely leave them airborne.
The car's going to be lifting, and it's going to land right here. And as soon as it lands, they've got to stop the car for this turn, right?
This is a sharp turn, 90 degrees.
Yeah. But they can't touch the brake pedal until the car lands or to lock the tires up. So when the car really lands and compresses into the ground, they're going to pound the brake pedal extremely hard.
How fast do they go on the straightaways compared to when they're coming around those turns? How much do they actually have to slow down?
I mean, this should be anywhere from 70 to 90 mile an hour, I think, through this turn. The turns, there'll be some braking zones where they'll get below 50 maybe, but for the most part, like, there's some very fast turns. Drivers are going to force each other into barriers. They're not going to move over and allow each other the room that they're going to need. There's going to be a lot of contested spots where drivers are going to push each other into walls, even unintentionally.
Is there more grace then on the drivers' parts? I know how angry drivers can get with each other. So.
There won't be. There won't be, I bet, because there is the easy excuse that, hey man, I didn't see you there.
Junior expects widespread use of virtual race simulators in the coming weeks as drivers cram for a course that's never been given or tested. Can you learn from that?
Yes.
How much can you learn from that?
So if it's a third gear corner on the simulator, it'll be a third gear corner. And when you downshift into third or go into fourth gear exiting turn 5, all that would happen around in the same spot in the simulator as it would in real world. So it's pretty trustworthy.
Now, Earnhardt Jr. said he actually got familiar with the course. He saw him pointing out the streets and everything else through a 2020 virtual race, and that he's going to try to find a way to run a lap when he comes back to broadcast this race. Now, though those cars won't be going as fast as they would on a track, he's expecting to see the big one times, I don't know how many. Lots of accidents will be happening.
Wow, fascinating.
Wasn't it?
Plenty of barriers, I'm sure, with all these potential for crashes.
It's going to be messy, but that's a good thing. Just remember that.